So hello guys, as we continue from where we were, so I decided to write this thing before. So like I said that our main focus is gonna be on how to write a variable, understanding of variables. So here I remembered last time. Last time I talked about data types. When I talk about data types, I left the other data type. Somebody told me that I was watching your video, so I never saw this other data type. So I left this other data type um, with a reason, guys. So this one I'll just explain it, but I'm not gonna do it now. So we'll have to do it when we are doing maybe where we have a lot of question like if statements when we go further with that. So this one boolean is a comparison, so this data type is only compare, it's like yes or no, true or false. So if this one is false, then return what. So we use this data type boolean. So you can even assign it to the a variable like then you will give it a name like, whether it's true or what, or a number 0 and 1. So here today I decided when we continue with our program, then we're gonna talk much about variables. So the thing that you need to know on variables is that first thing, variable must not start with a number. When we say variable must not start with a number, we're trying to say when you write variable, you don't have to put it like this. Let me just say num item. So when you're writing a variable, so you don't have to do it like this. So this variable, it's illegal. You don't have to write variable like this. So you don't have to start with a number, but you can end up with a number. So you can write it like this, or you can just put number there. So it's this one represents item number one, num item one. So you can write it like this. So I'm going to the next one. It says variable must not contain a character or symbol. So here we're trying to say when you are writing your variable, okay, when you are writing your variable, so it must not contain this thing, those things that are inside of brackets. Even those brackets must not be included while you are writing a variable. So when you are writing a variable, you must not write it. Maybe you are writing the same name. Let me just say num item. So when you're writing num item, so you don't do this in the middle of the variable, something like this. So maybe something like this, something like that, until continuously. So when we are still here, but you can say num item and do it like this. So this variable is correct. You can write it like this. This one is correct. So this is the other way of writing a variable. You can also write it like this, but you don't have to write it like that and put int and what inside of the variable name. So okay, let me erase this one. We're going to the next one, which is variable must not be too long. So the variable must not be too long, like let me just say a number of competitions of what. So you can't do this, you can't do this. Let me just see, you can't do this. This variable is already it's long, so you can't write it like this. So already this one is too long, it's too long, but you can do it. But what I'm trying to say is in in this language we don't promote this thing, such thing, but you can write it and you can understand. But in this language we don't promote. This sentence is too long, so it's one of the things that we don't promote. So they are saying a variable must not start with a capital letter. So variable must not start with a capital letter, something like this. In this one, we don't promote it, but you can write it. The compiler won't give you problem, but we don't promote it. So variable must start with a small letter, so you have to write it like this. And then whenever you feel like you want to let's say you are done with the, like I'm writing num item, so the num part, I'm done with it. Now I'm coming to item. So when I'm writing that item, I must put I must press shift or caps lock, and then that letter that follows num, it must be capital. So you just have to say num item. So this is how you write a variable. This is a perfect way of writing a variable. So you can just as we were still here, we can remove this part here, name. So this one I don't promote it. So when you write variable, you write it like this, my, you see. So this is how you should write a variable. So you should write variable like that. So there's nothing wrong uh, with writing variable like starting with a capital letter. So but the only thing that comes out is do you understand how to write variables or not? So that is the most important thing. So you can write a variable and start with your capital letter. So but in the end you will end up saying you don't understand variables. So this is how variable must be. This is a format of writing variable. So while we are still here, we're gonna have to play with the variables in the data type. So I'm just gonna create a question. I'm just gonna create a question. So if you didn't watch my previous video, so some of the things you can understand them here. You need to go back and watch each and every video coming until you come here. When you get here, you will have a better understanding, because this video, like, they are continuously after the other. You must watch the other in order to continue. So with us, so here all I can say is we're going to play around with integer and double. So we're going to play around with integer and double. I don't want to do much stuff, because for you won't understand some of the thing. As for me, I assume you don't know nothing, so you're trying to learn C++ language from me. So I won't do much things, because of in the end you have to understand. So it's not important for me to do a lot of things in the end and find out or you're not understanding what I did. You will also come back to my email and ask me, can you explain to me this and this and this, because you were too fast. Maybe I didn't understand. Maybe you lost a concept somewhere. So here, so we're gonna have to learn to play with the variable. So let me remove this one of a string integer. So then let me remove this thing. So we're gonna have to create maybe a short program that we need to work on. We're gonna have to create maybe a short program of adding and division and also multiplication. So we're gonna have to do that thing. We have to go and add division, multiplication. So we want to do those things now. So we're gonna have to play around with this integer and double. Then next time we're gonna have to do char of characters. So on Boolean, this one is most important when we start doing if statements there. So then we can do it there. When we start doing arrays of character, dynamic array, whatsoever. So it's important to use Boolean there on if statement, because when we start doing if statements, we're comparing. So it's where Boolean suits there. So here we are going to play around with the integers. So we're gonna have to work with multiplication and addition. So let me remove this comment here. This is how you write a comment. This is how you write a comment. You must first and put the backslash and star, then you write something inside, then end up by writing this. So it's how you must write a comment a comment. So this program doesn't read this thing. It's sort of like you are writing something for you to another to remember why you did this, why you did this. The program doesn't read this thing. It knows it as a comment. So let me